Hey, it's Bridget. Today's spirit practice is having to do with healing. One of the main bonuses, benefits, beauties of connecting with spirit is that we can rely on spirit to help guide us through a healing process. I know a lot of our focus when we are considering spirit, or a lot of our awareness around spirit and the spirit guides and the spirit helpers, is to ask them for guidance, to get knowledge, to get information. And that's really good. That's really important. But spirit can also be an overall guide that we call in and invite into any process, including a mediation process, including a healing process, including a decision-making process. So I'm going to talk about healing and a new paradigm for healing. And I want us all to remember that spirit should be called upon and invited in before you do any sort of process. Any sort of process. So moving over into the lane of healing, because this month we're talking about healing. What I am noticing is that just like we have a lot of new information coming through on the planet, we have new technology that is available to us. There's a lot of newness and there's a lot of chaos in the newness. Our ability to understand healing and to bypass some of the old modes of healing, including some of the New Age modes that kind of came to us in the 90s. Our ability to move into a new direction, to get a new vantage point, a new view on healing, which leads us to be better equipped to do our own healing work in these times, is expanding. All of that is expanding, and we have available to us energy, information, and access to spirit for healing in ways that we didn't have 10 years ago or 20 years ago. So we're updating our approach. We're updating our approach to how we think about healing, to how we use our feelings in regard to healing, and to really how we communicate with ourselves and other people in a healing process. So I want to talk about a few ways that you can engage your own healing right now. Because when you use a different approach for your own healing process, you can then offer a different approach for the people that you help. And even if you're not directly in a session with clients doing that kind of healing work, what you learn for yourself is directly deposited into your experience, and then it becomes available to the people around you, and it also becomes available in the collective. So each time you do a practice like this, each time you engage spirit in your practices, engage spirit in your decisions, engage spirit in your processes in general, you allow more information to be available to the people that you work with and the community. So a few things about this new energy around what's possible for healing. And I'll go deeper into this in other segments and in other classes. We're going to do a snapshot right now because I want these to be bite-sized for you. It's time for us to understand that healing happens even when we don't think about it, even when we're not trying, and especially when we stop attempting to make it happen. A lot of people I work with get focused on healing. and they're doing their affirmations, and they're doing their understanding of what chakra involves what organ and how can we balance the chakra. And they're doing positive thinking, and they're taking all the things and doing all the things, and then the healing becomes a job. When healing becomes a job, we sometimes can resent it because it doesn't always yield what we want in the time frame that we want. And a lot of healers are taskmasters, and they forget that they need to step away from the work in order for the work to work. So first, I want to invite you, if you're hyper-focused on healing something or resolving something right now in your life, step away from it a little bit. Stop being so invested in the outcome. Healing needs our attention and our love, but it doesn't need us to be super, super invested in the outcome. We have to hold it lightly. We have to hold it lightly. And so one of the ways that we can hold it lightly is to stop trying to make something happen and start listening and receiving what is already happening. We often fight pain, and I get it. Pain sucks. I don't want to be in pain. You don't want to be in pain. But we often fight the pain. We fight the process. We fight the diagnosis. When really what we can be doing is going in a little further and listening. So the practice right now, the practice for this week or for however long you want to do it, is to stop using your mind to try to figure it out and to start using your heart and your hands to listen. When you open up the space to listen to what your body is telling you, to what your organs are telling you, to what the dis-ease is telling you, to what the relationship that you're having trouble with is telling you, when you stop, take a breath, and listen, you're going to receive information in new ways, and you're going to receive information that you didn't get before. I do this myself, and when I first realized that I could do this, it was a game changer in how I could perceive what was necessary for healing. I came to this through some stomach issues that I was having for years, and I was trying to work through it, doing all the things. I think I mentioned it to you before. So how you would put this into action is take a few breaths, go into your quiet space, whatever you normally do. There's meditations here in this group if you need a little help getting there. Take a couple minutes to put yourself into a space. Breathe. And if you're working on healing something physical or mental, put your hands on your body and just feel your hands there. If you're a Reiki practitioner, you can allow Reiki energy to flow. And there will be a point where your hands can drop underneath. They go deeper. And you create a connection with your body. From that, ask your body to talk to you. Approach it easily. Approach it with gratitude. Approach it as if you are working in there, working with your body and really, truly listening. Like when you have a stethoscope and you have it in your ears and you put the piece of the stethoscope on the heart or on the lungs, and you really listen for the patterns, you listen for what's happening, and you pay attention to the pulse. Pay attention to your own pulse in that way and just receive. And at first your monkey mind might be chattering. Okay, that's fine. Drop past that. Keep going and listen. Before you do that practice, put your palms up and ask Spirit, thank Spirit for guiding you. Thank you for allowing me to receive information from my body. Thank you for allowing me to receive information from this relationship. Thank you for allowing me to receive information from this trauma that I'm trying to work out. Whatever it is, when you get still, put your hands on yourself and ask. You're going to receive information. Write down, jot down what you receive, and let it play out. You're going to be surprised at what you receive when you really, truly stop trying and you drop down underneath. If that makes sense, and I think it probably does. Okay, give that a whirl. Let it sink in. Do it in your practice, and then hop on over to our Facebook group and let me know what you experienced, what you feel, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste. What kind of pulse did you sense going on? Okay, you've got it now. I'll see you soon.